Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. What's your name?
Ma'am, my name is Aditya Singh.
Aditya.
Yes, ma'am.
Aditya, tell me something about yourself.
Ma'am, I belong to Sasaram, Bihar, and I am 12 years old. Ma'am, I was pursuing my academic education of RAMC from APS PRTC, and ma'am, some of my avocation includes fitness, football, and reading series like Harry Potter. And ma'am, this is going to be my third attempt at RAMC and my first interview.
Okay, so how was the experience in your first attempt and second attempt?
Ma'am, actually, my father admitted me to the APS PRTC. My basics were not clear then, and after a few hard work, it requires a lot of hard work to clear such an exam. After such an hard work, I cleared my third attempt. I cleared my RAMC entrance exam at my third attempt.
But what happened in the first two attempts? You didn't work hard or what?
No, ma'am, I worked hard, but I told you my basics were not clear then. Then in my third attempt, I understand my mistake, what I am doing, and I cleared my basics first, and then I appeared. And here is the result.
Okay, so which is your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is mathematics.
Mathematics.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so is there anyone in your family who has inspired you to join RMC?
Ma'am, I was inspired by two people in my life. First of all, my father, who is currently serving in the Indian Army at the rank of Junior Commission Officer. And ma'am, second, the Lieutenant General Arun Kumar. Ma'am, he was All India rank 13 in the IT entrance exam. He was giving an interview, and one journalist asked him about his qualifications. He said that he was All India rank 13 in the REMC, IIT entrance exam. After studying several years in the IIT Chennai, he left IIT Chennai and joined the National Defence Academy. 39 years he had been in the army. He was fought and wounded. He said he lived a full life. He also said that any commission, any company, any organization may give you a job. Army will give you a life. You can make the choice. And ma'am, I was much more dedicated towards joining the Indian Army, and I moved my first step towards it. I am sitting in front of such great personalities who meant a lot in my mortality.
Okay. So, Aditya, how would you describe yourself using 5 adjectives?
Ma'am, actually I am an enthusiastic, optimist, versatile, as well as ma'am, I am a dedicated and courageous guy.
Can you share some instance from your life which would prove that yes, you are a courageous boy?
Sure, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, as you know, my father is serving in army, and they have to cut their fields in the different places. So, ma'am, once upon a time, my father was posted in Assam, in the Tezpur sector, and I was studying in APS Tezpur then. And ma'am, I was selected as the team captain of my football team. As my hobby is playing football, I was selected as the football captain. My house was Brahmaputra house, and our opponent team was Buddha house. And ma'am, we were losing the match, but I encouraged the players of my team, and finally we won. And we come off with flying colors.
Okay. Which person would you never want to live? In whose body you would never want to live if you were a zombie?
Ma'am, if I were a zombie, ma'am, like Hitler and ma'am, like Xi Jinping, from which ma'am, actually we cannot blame Xi Jinping but ma'am, all the peoples, the population of China are killing the animals, and from which the coronavirus devastatedly spreaded in all the world. So ma'am, first person. Second person is the Hitler, who killed mercilessly the people in 1945 in the World War II. Ma'am, that's it.
Okay. And which part of this planet would you like to visit?
Ma'am, I like to visit Los Angeles in America.
What do you know about this place?
Ma'am, actually it is a very beautiful place. As ma'am, I like my Indian culture. I've seen too many types of culture, but I want to see the different cultures followed in different countries.
Putting the same question in another way, which part of this planet would you never want to visit?
Ma'am, sorry ma'am, actually there is not such a place that is so much bad. Actually, everything is good in this planet, and God, I think God has put all the beautiful.
His creation is wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Aditya,
Yes, ma'am.
you said that you are inspired by an army person.
Yes.
So, other than that person, who inspires you?
Ma'am,
Who motivated you to go for RIMC?
Ma'am, I told you my father.
All right, your father. Okay. So, Aditya, if you are not selected for RIMC, what are the other career options that you would go for?
Actually, first of all, I will let no stone unturned, as I have done a lot of hard work to join the to RAMC or the Indian Armed Forces. By taking the worst situation, if I am not selected in any condition, I will follow the path of the civil services exam.
All right. Okay. So, Aditya, do you prefer working in a team or on your own?
Ma'am, I will prefer working in a team, as we get the knowledge about the other players also, other players or other people who is in the
How
group.
is teamwork better?
Ma'am, teamwork is better, as we are as someone may have more knowledge than us, and they can be more superior than us.
So you are
ma'am,
open to others' opinions and suggestions. Okay. And Aditya, if I ask you one thing that you would want to change about yourself, what would that be?
Ma'am, I would like to change that. I am a very credulous guy, ma'am. I am a credulous. I believe in people very fast, and then I want to change this quality. This is my weakness, ma'am.
Okay.
I am a credulous.
And what makes you different from the people around you?
Ma'am, actually, I cannot judge others. Yes, ma'am. And God has gifted me these things which I want to tell you. That is team spirit. As well as I am a very straightforward guy, and I don't like beating around the bush.
All right. And Aditya, what are your strengths?
My strengths are that I told you before, as I am very enthusiastic, optimist, and versatile guy.
All right. Okay. And okay, so you said that you're optimist.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do you deal with negative situations, negative feedback if somebody criticizes you?
For example, ma'am?
For example, let's suppose you have done a job. Okay. So, some senior gave you a job. You did it. All right.
Yes.
But when you went to him to tell that you've done the job, then he criticizes you very badly. He says that you have done it like this, it should not have been done like that, you don't know anything, you should better go and learn from somebody else. Then how would you take that? How would you reply to that?
Ma'am, first of all, I would like to say that I am a very confident guy, and what I did or what I do is I think it and then do it. It depends upon my imagination. My imagination is very strong. And ma'am, if I have done wrong thing by mistake, I will try to accept his or her opinion also.
All right. So you are open to suggestions. You are open to
Sure.
feedback.
Right.
Earlier you said that your hobbies are to play football and
Yes,
read
ma'am.
books. So what books have you read?
Ma'am, recently I read Harry Potter.
All right. Who wrote Harry Potter?
Ma'am, the British author J.K. Rowling wrote.
Do you know anything about J.K. Rowling?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, she belonged to a little bit middle class family, and she was writing her book, and she went to 12 publishing companies, but they rejected all of them rejected her. And finally, after a publisher who has a daughter, she liked her novel, and finally her book was now worldwide famous.
Yeah, so he got impressed and then he
Right,
published
yeah.
the book. All right. Okay. And so why do you want to go RIMC, not Sainik or RMS?
And the core advantage of joining REMC is the life of skilled and trained human being. The autonomous life at REMC boosts the skill of the students at various stages at the growing age, which help them in their constructive and productive life. Also, they become the part of the most esteemed and passionate job in the Indian Armed Forces. If we talk about Sainik School, the extra co-curricular activities like polo, squash, and many other games, and shooting, like shooting. And the students of REMC are enriched with the quality of self-dependency, as well as they participate in many extracurricular activities. And ma'am, I think so RMC is better. And for the personality development, ma'am, also there's Thimai Auditorium, and for their library there is Major Somnath Sharma Library.
All right. So one last question, Aditya.
Yes,
so what was the most difficult thing in your journey when you were preparing for RAMC?
Ma'am, the struggle which I did.
Struggle. Okay. So struggle as in?
Ma'am, the thing which we want to achieve is very greater, and we know that every person wants to achieve a great thing, and it requires a lots of struggle.
All right.
Ma'am, I cannot explain it but
Okay. Ma'am, anything else?
Yes, Aditya, you stayed in a hostel when you were preparing for RIMC.
Yes, ma'am.
You stayed in a hostel
Yes,
for
ma'am.
a couple of days.
Yes, ma'am.
So how difficult was it for you?
Yes, ma'am, it was very difficult for me too. But you know that one who faces the difficulty gets the achievement. That's
Okay, which armed forces appeals to you? Army, Air or Navy?
ma'am, army.
Why?
Ma'am, as you know, the army person has the perception of being elitist. Moreover, a few people gets the opportunity to sustain the gratitude in serving their nation. Moreover, ma'am, it's becoming the legacy of my family to join the Indian Army.
Okay, very good, nice. And one last question. What changes do you want to make in your present schedule?
Ma'am, actually, my present schedule is, ma'am, I don't like that timetable to 2:30 to 3:30. I don't like. I just make my timetable that I have to done these things in this day. This is my timetable. This is I want to change in my schedule.
Basically completing the task.
Yes, ma'am.
that you
Basically
decide
completing
for
the
day.
task instead of taking this much time or that much time. This is my main motive.
Nice. So, all the best, Aditya.
Thank you, ma'am.
All the best.
Thank you, ma'am.